What's up, FA Nation? Justin Fensterman back with you with more ADP TV, telling you who's on the rise and who's falling in fantasy football drafts. Average draft position analysis coming right at you. Let's start with Seattle Seahawks running back Chris Carson. After seeing his ADP drop between June and July, all of a sudden it's rising once again, going from 60 to 50. And I think the reason is because fantasy football players have realized that even if Rashad Penny gets more involved, there will still be more than enough for Carson to be as productive as he was last season. After Tyler Lockett, Carson, Penny, it's a whole bunch of randomness, and I include rookie wide receiver DK Metcalf when I say that because he is unproven. So with Chris Carson at a very fair spot on the rise once again, now at 50, should still get plenty of touches in this run-heavy Seattle Seahawks offense. Another guy on the rise, Packers wide receiver Marquez ValdesScantling, going from 134 all the way down to 107. Geronimo Allison looks to be the guy replacing Randall Cobb in the slot, meaning who's going to start opposite Devontae Adams, and that is where Marquez ValdesScantling comes into play. 73 targets last year. He's going to be the number 2 wide receiver on the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Rodgers was able to stay healthy last season, and again, with no Randall Cobb, St. Brown not posing much of a threat when it comes to a competition at the position, according to reports out of Packers camp. So Marquez ValdesScantling, number 2 wide receiver in Green Bay, that's a guy that you're going to want to draft, and clearly ADP being on the rise, fantasy football players are in the know. Now let's go over someone who is falling when it comes to average draft position, and that's new Giants wide receiver Golden Tate, currently facing a 4-game suspension. We're all waiting on the appeal, and even if he doesn't win it at this point, his ADP has gone from 107 to 121. That is a big drop because of that suspension. But being at 121, 10th and 11th round value in 12-team leagues, that means that you're still getting decent value, and he won't be your starting wide receiver, meaning that by the time you probably have use for him, his suspension will be over. Even if he completely loses the appeal, he may be able to get a game back as well. Again, Golden Tate on a team with not much depth. There's Sterling Shepard, Evan Ingram. Who else? Golden Tate, that's who. 121, still like that ADP, but certainly has dropped since the end of July, 107 to now 121. Another wide receiver whose ADP is currently dropping 109 to 124 is Houston Texans wide receiver Keke Coutee. After playing in only 6 games last season, he's already suffered a preseason ankle injury. And just when you think things couldn't get any worse, and even though, by the way, this ankle injury is, quote, minor and shouldn't keep him out for the full season, we're still waiting to see what the exact damage is. Also, let's not forget, the Texans just traded for Duke Johnson. And while Lamar Miller owners are currently wondering how much he's going to eat into Miller's touches, what about from the target standpoint? Duke Johnson, not a stranger in the receiving game, and his targets will directly impact Coutee's production. Remember, Duke Johnson had 73 receptions just 2 years ago in Cleveland, and Keke Coutee at this point now playing from behind because of this ankle injury. His ADP will continue to drop. Will Fuller back to 100% health, so you have DeAndre Hopkins, Will Fuller, and now you have an injured Keke Coutee with Duke Johnson ready to take some of those targets away. Keke Coutee currently dropping in average draft position.